Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to another live stream on my channel. You're welcome to Blessedom TV. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Lutana. You're welcome. Good afternoon. You're welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Just want to wait a little bit for this music to finish playing. Good afternoon, everybody. How you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. I hope that your day is going fine. Thank you so much for joining me here for another time together. So I wanted us to talk about the U.S. elections and the Nigerians that are so involved about it and are zealous about it, actually. Good afternoon, everybody. You're welcome back to another video on my channel. Hello, Folusha Akinwumi. Thank you so much for joining me. Wow, that's nice. You're welcome to my channel. My name is Blessing, and yeah, you are free to join me by subscribing to my channel. Don't forget, and please don't forget to hit the like button also. Thank you so much for doing that. So I wanted to talk about the US election that is going on and how Nigerians carry the matter on their head, especially Nigerians in Nigeria. Like a lot of Nigerians in the US, those people who are living there. I mean, the jury is out there, but I will imagine that most of them are voting, how it pleases them, because of course it affects them there directly. But I don't know what is the problem of the people in Nigeria, why it is their own headache. And one of the reasons is that, for example, for the Southeasterners, they believe that Trump is going to give them Biafra. So they say Trump will give us Biafra, and so because of it, they are going out on the street and campaigning for Trump. And Trump is even tweeting about them making going for a match with him. Good afternoon, you're welcome. Good afternoon, Akinyemi. Bamidele, you're welcome. You're welcome. Olushola. Oh wow, that's very good. From Dubai, you're welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So without further ado, I just want to show you this video that I'm talking about. Oh no, I'm not supposed to play this music actually. Good afternoon, my people. Good afternoon. You are all welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So my name is Blessing. Let me reintroduce myself. And yeah, welcome for another live video on my channel. And the topic is the US election and the Nigerian Zealots. That means the Nigerians that are so zealous about this election and they are so interested in it and they have gone out to campaign about it, and they don't live in America, they live in Nigeria. So what is fueling this zeal, and what is the reality on ground? You understand? I think that especially Nigerians in diaspora need to put things in perspective and tell the people at home that America is having an election, and this election that Americans are having is for their people in America, is for their country, America first. It doesn't have anything to do with you that you are in Nigeria. You understand me? So the jury is out there, but I wanted us to start this video by looking at the Nigerians who actually went on a walk, a victory walk for Trump. A huge number of people, they went on this march for Trump, and President Trump was actually making a tweet addressing the people who are in support for him and say, oh, look at how they are in support of me. Like, man, I'm too much. Even people in Africa are in support of me. So I found that very, very hilarious that somebody in Nigeria that doesn't have American visa, doesn't live in America, but they are going for a victory walk for Trump. This is very, very interesting, something to observe at this point in time. There are many reasons to it. One of it is that they believe that Trump will give us Biafra. And another reason is also religious, because there are people who believe Trump is the Messiah, the one that is going to come and save. You see, and there are people who believe that the other people are antichrist or whatever, and Trump is the chosen one. So without wasting your time too much, I want to show you the video of them going for this match. Good day, Jerome. You're welcome. I don't know, my people. How do you see this? How can people in Nigeria, like they are in Nigeria, they are not voting? There is, like they don't have access to the US in any way, but they left everything they are doing and they want to go and show solidarity to President Trump. You understand? And forgetting that the election can always go anyway. And even if you want the interest of America in any way, you should want it regardless of who is in power. But I don't understand how they are thinking that they will leave everything they are doing and be going on a march like this. This is incredible. And President Trump was tweeting about it. Hello, you're welcome, Chimaikone. See my people. See the people. Large number of people. No, no, it has not been finalized. Yes, so it is. It is a very recent video. They said that they should be praying for Trump to win. You know, it's more like a victory song that people sing whenever there's a fierce competition. Then you are praying for the one person to win, and they say they wait Trump Mary. That means pray that Trump will emerge victorious. You know, my fear in all this is going into the 2015 election that brought in President Buhari, the people from the southeastern part, they put all their egg in one basket like that, you know, and voted massively for PDP and for President Jonathan. And at the end of the day, President Jonathan didn't win. There was more like a withdrawal syndrome. Like, you know, they were so embittered from that defeat. And I'm afraid that something like that may happen in this election because so far it looks like Biden is going to win this election. And there are a lot of people who are saying it has been stolen and those ballots are, you know, the ballots are not counted or they are fake ballots and something like that. I don't know because I don't live there and it's not my priority what is happening in America. But I wanted to make this video to tell our people at home especially, and I think it's important for every one of us that is in diaspora to sensitize our people and make them understand that whatever America is doing is for their own interest. It has nothing to do with them. America is not going to give them Biafra. America is not going to intervene in anything that concerns them. Take, for instance, the NSAS protest that went across the whole world and you know, in large numbers across America. We didn't get any international support, you know, for the Nigerians or on that front. As much as Nigerian people protested, you did not see anybody that came and say, you know, sent their ambassador to the Nigerian embassy, to the Nigerian government in Abuja or something like that. Like, we didn't see any foreign intervention the way our people believe, you see. The only time they will intervene is when they have something to benefit. It's not as if just because of you, maybe because you are suffering, that something is not going very well with you, then they will not leave everything they are doing and come to rescue you. It doesn't work like that, you know. And I've shared this video before, and I'm going to share it again because they made it very clear that Black West Africa is not a priority to America. And it is important for our people to understand this because if anybody is promising you that America is going to come and help you, America is going to come and give you visa, America is going to come and do this, Britain is going to come and do that, Germany, they are not going to come because you are not a priority. They have their interest in other places, but not in your own case. And the only time they are going to come is because maybe whatever they benefit from your area is at stake. Like maybe there's a problem and things are not going the way they want it for themselves, not because of you. So I've showed this video before. I want to show this video again. Yeah. I just hope that our people will understand that nobody cares about them in that way they are looking at it. You know, when it comes to nationhood, it's something like parents and their children. If you are a parent, no matter how loving you are not going to leave your children that are at home and go and feed people outside and go and pay school fees for people outside, or go and take care of the needs of people outside. And anybody that does it is not a wise person. You see, your priority is the ones that are with you in your house, to feed them, to clothe them, to send them to school, to do what you need to do for them. But you see, our people have been so bamboozled in their mind that they are like everywhere looking like help is not going to come this way. You are thinking about it. So I've shown this video before, but I want to show this video again because I think it is important for our people to know that when it comes down to it, we are on our own. We have always been on our own, you see, and nobody is going to come and help you the way you are thinking about it like that. Just a moment, I'll bring the video. Yeah, so I'm trying to fish out that video that I'm talking about now. They are just delusional. They are delusional. I'm still going to show you a video where they were asking President Trump, if he has ever asked God for forgiveness, for example. Like there is a number of our people who believe that Trump is the chosen one because he's a Christian and he's such a Christian that God have sent him at this point in time. You know, I don't understand where that is coming from because it's definitely not from the facts that we know about Trump. I mean, when you look at the life of Trump, there is actually nothing suggesting that. Like, remove everything theory you may have heard, but when you look at President Trump and his person and his nature and his life that he has lived, I don't see any connection to that personality, to this righteous Christian Messiah or God sent that they are equating him to be. And for example, there was this video that they were asking. I will just show you this video now before I proceed.
So we've got people lined up for questions. I just got one more because you used the word Christian. Have you ever asked God for forgiveness? That's a tough question. I don't think in terms of I'm a religious person. Shockingly, because people are so shocked when they find this out, I'm Protestant. I'm Presbyterian. And I go to church and I love God and I love my church. And Norman Vincent Peale, the great Norman Vincent Peale, was my pastor. The Power of Positive Thinking. Everybody's heard of Norman Vincent Peale. He was so great. He would give a sermon you never wanted to leave. Sometimes we have sermons, and every once in a while we think about leaving a little early, right? Even though we're Christian. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Frank, would give a sermon. I'm telling you, I still remember his sermons. It was unbelievable. And what he would do is he'd bring real life situations, modern day situations, into the sermon. And you could listen to him all day long. When you left the church, you were disappointed that it was over. He was the greatest guy. And then, he passed away, but he was a great. He wrote The Power of Positive Thinking, which is a great book. But have you ever asked God for forgiveness? I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't. Now, when I take, when we go in church and when I drink my little wine, which is about the only wine I drink, and have my little cracker, I guess that's a form of asking for forgiveness. And I do that as often as possible because I feel cleansed, okay? But, to me, that's important. I do that. But in terms of officially, I could say absolutely. And everybody, I don't think
I mean, this is just a simple question, like, have you asked for forgiveness? And this is what he's saying, giving long sermon and saying he take his little cracker and little wine. What he's actually talking about is Holy Communion. He doesn't even know the word for it. Holy Communion, he's saying little wine and little cracker. I don't know where they are getting this thing from. And I feel that it is actually incredible that a lot of our people see Obama as, like, somebody actually wrote for me that Obama has been proven to be the Antichrist. I don't know where they are getting this from, because from the life of Obama, we know that Obama was married and is still married to one woman, and he has been attending that church where he wedded his wife. Up until the time he became president, I remember it was an issue because the way that man was preaching was kind of, I mean, they had a clip of him saying the chicken is coming home to roost for America, and so there was a lot of backlash on the personality of that pastor and why Obama would be sitting in that pew for over 20 years. I mean, it was on record that Obama has been a member of that church, active member for over 20 years. But it means nothing to our people, because when you ask Trump now, for example, which church does he go to? Does he have a record of any church membership or active membership, or even marrying in the church? And, like, I don't know where they are getting this feedback that is feeding this idea that Trump is such a religious Christian favorite, and he's so right with God, he's a messenger of God. Like, this president has been divorced 3 times, and each time he cheated with his cheated on the wife and got onto the next, and cheated on that one and got to the next, and all other things out there. Like, there is actually nothing you can link with President Trump that is morally about Christian values. I don't know where they are getting this thing from. And if they are talking about that Obama was gay, bringing gay and something like that, these things have been ratified into the Supreme Court, like the highest court of America. If they have accepted it as their law, it doesn't matter who is president, it's going to be effective. For example, since Trump has been president for the last 4 years, people have still been married, and he has even supported gay people and all those kind of a thing, because it is no longer in his hand. It is something that is done by the judiciary. They don't interfere in each other, because the way they have set it up, they just kind of cross check each other. So I really don't know where they are getting this idea from, that Trump is the Messiah, because I don't know. I would think that somebody that is married to one woman and they have raised their children and they are still together, and he has a history of going to church. Even, you remember when President Trump was raising that Bible in front of St. John's Church. Obama was actually attending that church with his family. He's on record, he's on videos and everything. He sits down there. He has even given a sermon in that church, but we never saw President Trump in any church, like actively inside the church, sitting down in and listening to a pew. I don't know where this is coming from. I feel that please, anybody that knows can let me know, because I don't know. I've never seen anything that suggests that Trump is this pure purity Christian, that shows everything Christian morality. I don't know where it is coming from. Yeah, you can call. You can call my number. I've put up the number there. You can call the WhatsApp number. So I don't know where that is coming from, and this is really interesting, because anybody that wants to tell me how they are connecting this thing, it will be interesting to see that perspective, because um, based on the facts on ground, we know that American presidency is for America and American real political interest, regardless of who emerges as the president. It has nothing to do with Africans, and it's not going to give Africans any help, because they have said it, that African people are not a priority to them. And that is a truth that we must accept, that you are not a priority to them. And that is the truth. If they say you are not a priority, I'm sorry, you are not a priority. That's just it.
Gotten a lot of attention on Twitter. A lot of people are saying, "Wait, where's the outrage of for what's going on in Nigeria?" We saw 4 million people marching in the streets of Paris. We saw world leaders gathering there to sort of stand in solidarity with Paris. Where are those calls for the same kind of justice for the people of Nigeria? Help us understand the difference here and maybe why we're not hearing the same level of outrage. Or is there a reason? Yeah, good morning, Michaela. Yeah, the issue is, the stark difference, isn't it? World leaders, very prominent, linking arms, walking the Champs-Elysees, complete solidarity against this outrage against what happened in Paris, vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those. So why not? Complete, it's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority. Very stark, very hard to say, but that's the case right now.
Yeah, it's very stark, like very strong statement, very hard to swallow, but that is the truth. And that is the stand. So if you are waiting for Biafra and you think America is going to come and give you Biafra, I think you've heard from their spokesperson, you are not a priority. And not just you, Black West Africa, the whole of West Africa, you are not a priority. And this is why I keep talking about some people who want to stir up violence by all means, who want it to be going down there. If you want to fight, they're going to sell you the weapons to finish each other. But it doesn't mean they are interested in you or that you are a priority. No. You know, if Nigerians want conflict, they are going to have it, because it means people are going to sell their goods of armory and weapons and all those things. You know, these things are money. War is business. But for the people who will be on ground, it's not going to be a joke. This is why I keep telling our people, America does not have you at the center of their thinking, that they are coming for you, they are coming to help you. I didn't say this. The man said it himself. He said
a lot of attention. States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. Priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those. So why not? Complete, it's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority. Very stark, very hard to say, but that's the case right now.
I don't know how else to pass on this message. Whether you are marching on the street, and I feel it's important for us to talk about this right now, because it's possible that maybe if Joe Biden actually goes on to win this election, that we are going to see people on the streets of southeastern Nigeria actually saying all sorts of things, that it was not won, it was stolen, like being really aggrieved. I won't even be surprised if they go on a protest march. But one thing that is very interesting for me is that President Trump actually acknowledged this march, that they were marching for him. He acknowledged it in a tweet, and I'm thinking to myself, just imagine if the NSAS got a tweet from President Trump that he saw what is going on. Just imagine what that would do. But we didn't get that. We didn't get that because why? It is of no use to him. It is of no importance to him. But somehow it's important for them that to show that they have solidarity march from Africans, for example. But the Africans are marching and crying out for help. You don't see that replication of that interest and saying, oh, I see you, just like I see you, I see what is going on. Like just an acknowledgement from the president of United States of America in a tweet, just like he has sent out the tweet about these Southeasterners that are marching for him. You see what I'm saying? Because whether you are going there to whether you are going to march for him, for example, those people that went to march for him after President Trump got into the White House, there were people in Port Harcourt who went for a march, and we know what happened there. And President Trump never made a mention of them. So I find it very, very interesting that he's going to be referencing those people who are marching for him. And some people are thinking that it's some kind of acknowledgement, so that when he gets into power, he's going to just, say, oh, I remember those people that they marched for me. And so he's going to pick up the pen and say, oh, I give you Biafra. No, President Trump cannot give us Biafra. United Nations cannot give us Biafra. It is the Nigerian people themselves that will decide it. And the first thing to do is to find a way to put a referendum in the constitution, because as the constitution is standing now, it doesn't allow for a referendum. So if you're talking about referendum, it has to be done and agreed upon within Nigeria. So if the Nigerians are not in agreement about that, there's nothing anybody can come from outside to do. You see, and if anybody is coming from outside, it's going to be an invasion. It's going to be an invasion, and it's going to be outright war. And I don't see any reason why America want to come and engage Nigeria in a war at this point in time. You understand me? So we saw what is going on in the northeast, and if they wanted to intervene, they would have intervened, and all those chaos that is going on there would have been in past tense, but they have not, because it is not of their own interest. I don't know, but like what I'm trying to say is, regardless of who is in power, it is still America first. That is the truth. Regardless of who is in power, it is still America first. And the only time they are looking at Nigeria or any West African state is because something is at stake for their benefit. Like something or somehow something is not going according to their foreign policy interest. This is only when they intervene. They are not going to be intervening because things are rough for you as a Nigerian, as an African, for example. You can take an example from those our people who are there in America. Everything that they enjoy, they fought for it. Every single success that they have there, every step of the way, they fought for it. And that is the truth. They did not get anything on a platter of gold, and they have been citizens, they've been living there for generations. But because of this, they have not had it easy. So if the people under their roof who look like this are having it that rough, what are you thinking? That you are some kind of special breed? That you're some kind of different, and I don't know whether that is what is fueling also this identity crisis of Jewishness and all those kind of a thing. Like there is almost some desire to escape where you are, escape it in your mind, escape it in your physical state, and transform to something else. And, like you don't recognize your reality. And your reality is that, first and foremost, you're an African. It doesn't matter what tongue you speak in Africa, it doesn't matter what region you come from in Africa. First and foremost, anybody that sees you sees an African. That is just it. I don't know what that is all about actually, and I think a lot of it has to do with the Christian faith, and I've seen a lot of support for President Trump from that front, and I don't see the rationale or the basis for it. I'm not even, like, me personally here in Germany, people are not taking it serious because, like, is their problem, it's an American thing. They know how they do their thing. They are going to be fine. Last, it's their system, and this system that kind of pushes the divide. Then after the elections, they will now come together and say, okay, let's move on. It caused a lot of division, and a lot of people would have quarreled with their neighbors, with their colleagues, and with their friends. It kind of just tears the families apart, tears people, white, black, disparity, and all what makes differences is magnified. Republican, and so it's almost like it's programmed never to be a united country, even though their name is united, because they are going to always have that differences. So when they finish the elections, the elites move on quickly because, of course, they are comfortable, their life goes on. But for the people, normal people who have fought for their friends and neighbors and colleagues and church members, moving on is not so easy again. So, and I think it is important for people to understand that America already have their institutions that are doing, what it's supposed to do to give the people dividends of the democracy. So it doesn't even actually matter so much who is at that apex um, position. Like for us, for example, where who wins it takes everything that is from Abuja, and is giving it to his people, like Buhari is doing, um, I see a lot of similarity between President Trump and President Buhari, but I'm surprised that a lot of our Igbo brothers don't see these similarities. I don't know what is going on. I don't understand how they are looking at it, because you see President Buhari always only about his Fulani ethnic group, and his religious affiliation, and everything he does is in tending towards that. And President Trump is just like that. For him, it's about the people who look like him, like this, and more, and all those kind of a thing. And for him, immigration is important if they are coming from some places like Norway. So it's not as if he doesn't want you to come into the country. He doesn't have a problem with immigration, but it depends on where you're coming from, and you understand this thing here, what kind of color you have. So if you have, like, the very light skin of Norwegian people, like he said it himself, you won't have a problem. Like his wife is an immigrant, but from Eastern Europe, they are white, so it's not a problem. So his problem is when you are not like him. So I don't know why our people don't see that similarity. And there's even a picture. You remember when President Buhari was going for re-election, and the wife was voting, and President Buhari was looking over his shoulder to see if she actually voted for him. Do you know that President Trump did the same thing? When Melania was voting, President Trump was looking if she voted for him to, like. Ah, okay. Which link? Oh, Masunkuku. Yeah, I don't understand which link you're talking about. Yeah. So I don't know why it is so easy to brainwash our people when it comes to religion. I don't know why. For example, if you see this admiration or the desire to be Jewish, I don't know why it has to be the religious part of the Jewishness that is only interesting to them. Why are you not interested in their technological know-how? Why don't you want to replicate their, technology of building cities, of agricultural progress, of maybe, how they build their welfare, how they survive? Like, there are so many things you can take from them. Why must it just be about religion? Like the easiest and the simplest thing. And it's just always about religion. And imagine now, let's assume that okay, they have shown you, so they have shown you that they acknowledge you marching for them, and one of the other people now realize that you also match for them, and they don't give care about you. I don't know, like, this is just talking from like an African, that you say, I see you went to be supporting those people, Abi. Okay, I'm not going to care about you. But it doesn't even matter for them. At the end of the day, their interest is their interest. It doesn't matter for them. And if somebody is telling you that Benjamin Netanyahu is going to come and help you and restore Biafra for you, they are not. They're not going to do that, because when you're telling them that you are Jewish, they are thinking about poor African people who need help, who need education. There was a video I saw of one Igbo man that is really, really very actively pro Igbo Jews, and he was having an interview with a Jewish rabbi, and he was saying we have 40 million people who are Jews, and the man was saying, you mean we have 10 how many million people? I don't remember how many million again, that they need education, they need assistance, they need. Well, that's how they are looking at it. They are not looking at it that oh, we have seen our brothers who are lost, who believe in the same thing. No, they're looking at you that okay, you want to come and gain some benefit from affiliating with them, but whatever benefit you want to benefit from them, they don't see it that they are going to benefit it back from you, but they are going to benefit it from the Nigerian state. And this is why during the Biafra War, they were actually in support of Nigeria, even though they gave Biafrans food aid and all those things. The Israeli government was pro Nigeria, and they supplied Nigeria with weapons. It's on record. I'm not making this up. Okay. I see that Joseph Okechukwu, like he talks so much from visions and dreams and all those kind of a thing. And he talks about terrorist invasion and all those things. But we hear what is still going on in the northeast is still ongoing there. There was a time I know that Tony Nadi had a meeting with some committee, and they sent or they set up a committee to look into, the problem about Christians being under attack in northern Nigeria. But then you can't make the argument that Biafra is about Christianity in Nigeria. So even if Trump is in support of Christians or showing concern for Christians or setting up a committee to look into what is going on in the north regarding Christians, it doesn't translate to Biafra. It doesn't in any way, because Christians are spread across all geopolitical regions of Nigeria. So on that basis alone, it doesn't fly. And then a committee is just going to look into it, to give their findings, and that's it. It doesn't mean that they are going to come with fire and power to come and take over Nigeria, for example, to come and fight the battle of Nigeria. Why would they want to do that? What would be the benefit for that? Because every country have their own disturbances. And again, no matter what is going on in the northeast, the supply of crude oil is still going on. There is nothing that they want from Nigeria that is in jeopardy, or that that is at a loss. And it's only when something like that is maybe when the oil exploration or whatever benefit, the gold exploration, whatever it is hampered. You may see some kind of first of all, they go with their media to talk about it. So when you start seeing Nigeria on the news, and then you see it on CNN, and repeatedly they talk about the plight of Nigeria, then you know something is going to happen. But instead of everything that happens in Nigeria, you don't even see it on CNN. You don't see it in their media. You don't see it on Fox News. You don't see it anywhere. You see it on the fringes of some, independent Christian network or something like that. It is not a mainstream. And anything that is not a mainstream, forget it. Forget it. Look at what these the videos I've been doing about what happened in Obibo, for example, or for example what happened at Lekki. It is what it is. Did you see it becoming a global issue? But look at what happened in France, and everybody's talking about it, and there is 1,000 people walking about it across the world, or something like this. So look at all the Nigerians who went out to protest here in Germany. There is even no statement from the Bundestag, from the German parliament, in solidarity with Nigerians. We didn't see any of that. We didn't see that in anywhere here in the EU. Even the EU did not issue a statement. We did not see it anywhere. We only saw this congresswoman in America who says, she's a lobbyist for the Nigerian government in the U.S. Congress, and she says she's going to talk to the Pompey, that is the Secretary of State, to be in opposition to the Muhammadu Buhari-led administration. And that is as much as it's going to be. It's not as if they are going to order for troops to come into Nigeria and start killing Nigerian army. It's not going to happen. I don't know how people are actually thinking about it. You understand me? So they are saying all those things like anybody gives a hoot, So if we saw what happened, for example, in other parts of Africa, we saw what happened in Biafra. I mean, we don't have to look very far. We saw what happened in Biafra. Did anybody come to our aid? And we saw how it is still going. We see it right now that even Biafra and what happened in Biafra is still not a mainstream. You know, it's still not a mainstream. What happened in Biafra is still not a mainstream. So I don't know where they are getting all this idea from that America is going to come. America is a Christian country. We know that during Biafra, the Igbos were Christians. And in fact, the Igbos were adamant to reject Russian help, communism. They don't want communism. They rejected Islamic help. They don't want Islam. They don't want any form of outside. They wanted the West. They were pro-West, and they were adhering to Western religion. And they thought that was the solution. And they don't learn from it that it didn't help you during Biafra. It's not going to help you any other time, because even at that time, Biafrans were Christians, they were pro-Western democracy, they were pro-Western capitalism. Who did the Britain and the other world powers support? They still supported the Nigerian government, who are, mainly Muslims in religion, because they serve their interests better. It's all about interest. Yeah, like it's the same thing in extension, because when you are thinking that America is going to come and help you, you have to put it in context. How did they help you in the past when there has been a conflict during Biafra? Did they come and help you? You understand? Were they on your side? And some people think that because times have passed, years have passed, that policy can change. You understand? But do you see any signal that the policy is changing? You understand me? Because I remember that President Trump had a meeting with President Buhari. Imagine. So after our IPOB brothers were marching for President Trump and all those things, at the end of the day, President Trump met with President Buhari and signed agreement with him and supplied him weapons. And at the end of the day, they made the visa ban. And we know that the visa ban is going to be was impactful more on our southeasterners and southwesterners, because most people from the north don't actually travel out of Nigeria like that. So I don't see where it is coming from. That is my own analysis. You understand me? Yeah, but you look at who are their strong allies. Who are their strong allies? If you look at Saudi Arabia, the heart of Islam, where all this Wahhabism is even originating from, they are America's staunch ally in the Middle East, And we see America brokering peace, especially President Trump brokering peace between the Islamic countries and Israel and America, making a truce. And we saw for the first time that there was a flight going from Israel to, is it UAE or something? I don't want to say something that is not correct, but we saw that happening for the first time. We saw President Trump trying to make a truce in the Middle East. So what I'm trying to say is, at the heart of it is always interest, interest, interest. Is it of interest to America to intervene in the situation of Nigeria? What is there for them to benefit? You see, what is there for them to benefit? Because when people are thinking about just religion and heaven and the will of God and all those things, they are thinking about their own interest. Their own interest. Anything that's going to be of their real political interest. This is what they are after. This is how I have seen it, and I am yet to see any other argument that will change my mind about this stance. You understand me? So at the end of the day, if there is a problem with Islam in Nigeria, there's also a problem with Islam here. For example, here in Germany, and we saw that there was also a problem in Vienna recently also, and we have seen what is going on in France about the teacher. You know that they just kind of so we saw it. It's happening. You understand? And um, because of democratic processes, they are going to take time to find out how they are going to do it. But it's not that brigande style that we are thinking. You understand me? Because each of these countries, they are having their territorial integrity, and it's always about what they want to gain from that country, and if what they are going to expend. For example, if they are going to send in troops, they're going to send in armory. If whatever they expect to benefit is, is more of value, is more valuable for them. So if you say, because for example, that because our people are dying or something like that, it's not interesting for them, because they don't have anything to lose there. You see, so it is we that have something to lose that have to take care of that side. And if we don't take care of that side, they will gladly supply ammunition to any side, and that pays. You understand me? This is just it. I just want people to understand that you don't put your mind too much like this. You don't go and start fighting for American politics and American election and who emerges as president, because it's not about you, and it can never be about you. That is just it. Honestly, Trump has been there for the past 4 years. Boko Haram has been there for the past 4 years. I don't know where this hope is coming from. Trump was there when we witnessed all the damage that happened in the North Central. This is why Trump was there. He didn't stop it. I don't know where this hope is coming from, honestly. So, I will just say to you, like they have said in this video, you are not a priority. And that's just where it stands. Now, the US have other interests. And regardless of who emerges as the president, they are going to pursue their interest first. And they're not going to leave their interest to come and be looking for what will be to your own good or to your own benefit. That is the truth. Somebody said he wanted to call. I didn't see your call. That is just the truth. Yeah, so if you want to call, you can call now, because I don't know what else I want to say. This is just my own interpretation of what is going on. And I don't like to um, put too much emphasis on like saying, oh, it has been ordained from heaven and it's spiritual, and in the spiritual realm, because we know that these are physical systems that has been put in place by humans and organized by human, and the outcome is also determined by human. So this spiritual implication in this kind of thing, it doesn't show a sign of people who are, mentally capable of processing what is actually happening. It just shows there are people who escape in their mind, escaped into some kind of delusions to calm their nerves. But, it doesn't have anything to do with the actual happenings and reality on ground. You understand me? Yeah. Yeah, help, 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 help. So, and again, what I wanted to say about the Igbo people looking for help, I don't understand what is going on, because as Igbo people, we have access to Igbo land. You know, assuming they've driven Igbo people out of Igbo land, eh? And then you don't have any way you can call your own ancestral land, and you are kind of moving around and looking for where to pitch your tent or settle down, it will be a different issue. But you are in custody of your ancestral land. What is this about looking for where to escape to, looking for another identity to tie yourself to, looking for where to get help to go to? I don't understand this. Eh? I don't understand this. You are your own helper. You are your own helper. If there is anything that you need, it's going to come from you. If you cannot find it for yourself, that is it. Nobody will sacrifice a pin for you, but they can invest to make profit from. So if you really want this thing, then you look for people you are going to be negotiating and telling them, okay, you will gain this, you will gain that, if you can help us to do this. You don't expect people to just leave whatever they are doing to come and help you just because you are good, just because you are Christian, just because you are pro-Western democracy, just because you are not Muslim. Like, it doesn't make sense. Nobody does that. People, what is in need for me? That is the first thing anybody will ask himself or herself, or any national foreign policy will seek. First of all, what is the in need for us as a people, as a country? You don't expect a country to expend their help to come and help you, onye isi ojii no Africa. Yeah, you understand me? So, at the end of the day, if you cannot build your ancestral land, nobody is going to come and build it for you. If there is something you admire about other people, you look at it, you take it and replicate it in your home country, in your homeland. If you cannot replicate it, nobody is going to dash you and say, take you because you are a good person, because we are calling on the same God. It doesn't happen like that. Even if you take, for example, the black Christians and white Christians, they don't vote even in the same way. The white Christians vote Republican, and the black Christians vote Democratic. And what is Republican? Republican is mainly conservatism. They want to conserve what they have. They don't want change. They want everything to remain the way it is. The privileges they get because of this, they want it to remain. All the benefit of being this, they want it to remain. All the benefit of Ibabundos, to put the other ones president and make them day eye, that is what they want. So you, as only somebody like this now, what is your own DNA that you want to conserve? Nothing. You don't want to conserve something that affects you because of something you have no power over. You don't choose to be born like this. This is how you are born. So you cannot be voting for something that will conserve something like this. You are going to be voting for something that promises progress. That is what the other side, the Democrats, they promise progressiveness, inclusion. You understand? Assimilation, integration, all those kind of a thing. This is what they are hoping for. And so you vote according to your interest. So the black Christians in America aspire for a better life, aspire for a change in their present condition, because for generations, they are not finding it funny. And so they are still pressing on to that higher ground, so to say. And this other platform promises them that. And that's why they vote there. Even though they are Christians, even though they pray to the same God, even though they have the same salvation, they vote differently because this one want to conserve. Now, if you are a black person and you want to be conservative, obviously you must be very rich, you have a lot of money, you don't want to pay taxes, you don't want higher responsibility for the to the state, and so you want to conserve what you have gained. So you are going to go right and try to vote conservative to conserve what you have. But if you don't have so much, and these progressive are promising you welfare and help and assistance, you're going to vote for the progressive in the hope and aspiration that you are going to get some benefit. You see, it's not about faith. It's not about faith. It is not, my people. I just hope somehow you can just come out of all this delusion that you have put yourself inside. Thank you so much, my brother Jerome. You have said it. Houses have built Kano. Do you know that Kano was a fortified city even before the Europeans came? Because the Islamists were already there and they have already kind of civilized themselves before the European. So even if you go to Kano, you will still see the old Kano city with city walls, just like we read in the Bible. They have fortified city that before you can go into the city, you pass through the city gates. It's true. We don't have that, And I think that as Igbo people, we need to even start centralizing Igbo lands, having centralized system as Igbo people, because we don't have this. We kind of were stopped on track because we were still in our village level. And somehow, I'm very sorry to say this, and I hope you forgive me if you don't find it funny. Our Igbo people, we are still stuck in our villages, in our mind, in our subconsciousness. And this is why, like you said, we cannot conceive how to build this kind of cities, metropole, and so because we are still in our villages, in our subconsciousness. Any Igbo man is thinking about his village. He's not thinking about a metropole that centralizes systems and people, and you don't have to be from your village to be from here. Like whatever we are doing is geared towards the village. So somehow we need to come out of that mentality and village civilization and village orientation to centralize the whole Igbo speaking peoples and form some kind of central system first. And so if you cannot form this, you cannot build robust infrastructure. You will continue to have sprawling development, like people building individual houses. They think it's development. It is not. Like, for example, if you go to the north, you see the road layout, you see the outlook of it. Like, you hardly see places that are sprawling. Like, you see some kind of master plan, first of all. Then on the fringes, you can start seeing. But most of the southeastern cities have not developed beyond where the colonial masters left them. They have not transformed dramatically. For example, they have just been like that. But if you go into the villages, a lot of people have built modern houses and beautiful houses. And for a lot of our people, this is development, but it's still individual, centralized within each people's villages, like, but there is no collective there, and it is missing for Igbo people. So even not a change in Nigerian system like will address this, because this is something that Igbo people have to address for themselves. And if I was an Igbo leader, Igbo elite that is in charge of power, my goal will be to start to centralize the Igbo and Igbo people and Igbo area, and have common interest area, build economic infrastructures, social infrastructures that cuts across the whole Igbo area. You understand me? We don't have this, and that is the major problem. So even the state governors, they even, maybe they want to do something, maybe they can't even come out from that village mind that they are in. They will just maybe go to their village, build robust houses and something like that. So if you come to Igbo land, you see a lot of beautiful, beautiful houses that maybe in another generation there will be nobody living inside of it. You understand? Like I know in my village, for example, there are houses. At the time it was built, it was like palatial and like a castle. But Another generation down the line, they are dilapidating. Most of the children have gone abroad. They don't come back, and the furniture that was put inside are decayed and all those kind of a thing. And so you don't have something that is sustainable, that is transferable from generation to generation. And so you don't have city layouts that people can transfer to their children. And you cannot come from one village and then you go to another village and live there, and somehow after some generations you become from that village. No, you are always from that village where you come from. It doesn't matter how long you lived here in Igbo land. But the Yoruba people have gone beyond that. For example, if you are from Ibadan and for some reason you came to Ogun State and you lived in Ijebu, and then after you grew up there, you decide to build your house there, and you have your children there, you have automatically become Ijebu man. You can say my father came from here, but I've been here, and they kind of automatically transfer, that citizenship, and nobody's going to question it. But we have not even gotten near there. If you are from Owerri, if you are from Mbise, for example, you don't go to Owerri and live in Owerri 100 years and become only Owerri. It's not possible. You continue to be an Mbise man, you see. So, and I think the help we are seeking, the help that we want, there are things are hard, and but it has to come from us. We have to build Igbo land. And if we don't build Igbo land, and for some reason they take Igbo land away from us, it's not going to be an easy thing, because you have a land, a piece of earth to lay ownership to. Own it, own it, own it. Stop leaving it. Stop looking for where to escape. Own it. Own it. We are the only people that have our ancestral land that are still escaping because we have not done our homework. And we are not doing our homework because we buried our heads only in prayers, but not in action. You understand me? We Thank you so much. So yeah, this is how I see it. So my people, nobody's going to come and save you, whether you are from the northeast, whether you are from the northwest, whether you were from the southwest, whether from the southeast of Nigeria, whether you want peace, whatever you want. We saw what happened. For example, we saw what happened during Ebola, for example. I was thinking about it after this lockdown and all this thing, and I was thinking, wow. So it was possible for them to make a lockdown, and the health organization did not suggest this to those places that were, the epicenter of this Ebola something, and somehow, like. So the idea that you could actually lock down an area and not I don't think people knew this, or they practice it. I don't know. I don't remember that something like that happened. But I would have expected that would have been the way to go about it, to minimize and mitigate the spread of that virus at that time. But it didn't happen, and so we saw a huge number of decimation. But you understand, and a lot of our people, unfortunately, left this earth through that sickness. But we saw a few people who were able to contract it, who were not from there. We saw that they were able to get some help. It was remedied and they were cured. So at the end of the day, nobody is going to go and do all the research and spend all the money and do all the hard work just to come and give you, say, take, I'm helping you. We really need to come out of that. We really need to come out of that. You cannot be in the church and praying, and people are in the laboratories working 24 hours, working night shift, working hard, and they are pumping money, paying salaries, taking care of them, and only for them to get a result, and then you will now open your hand and they will say, take, because you are praying. It doesn't make sense. So at the end of the day, we can blame so much. At the end of the day, we can say, oh, they, this is our concept of they. But at the end of the day, we must be our own solution. And if we cannot be our own solution, Oyo is our name, on your own, you know. Yeah, yeah, so, and this is not a new occurrence. It has been like it has been happening for a long time. It's not a recent something. It's actually not a recent something. And if you take, for instance, like with the crisis that always happens in the north, and how our people always fall into their hands and all those things, and you may want to wonder, if you live in a place that is volatile like this, why would you want to do that? And you have your own ancestral homeland, why wouldn't you want to go home and live in your home country? Because of course, we make the excuse about the federal government and all those things, but and I think, like the Germans would say, I can't do something means I don't want to do it. When you say I can't do something, it means I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to invest, initiate, engage, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If we're really passionate about this Igbo land, and it's all about changing the life of Igbo people, we have to start the change from within ourselves. We have to start a change socially, traditionally, from local government, from every layer of government. You have to see that transcendence. But if you don't see it, the easiest thing to do is to point finger. They are the one. They. But you know, it can only take you so long, but at the end of the day, you are still in the same problem. It's not going to help you. It may kind of calm you, that said, well, it's not my fault, it's the fault of that person, it's the fault of that. But at the end of the day, you are still in that situation. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just want to say that you're not a priority to them. So bring down that hope you have in America. Bring the hope you have in Israel. Bring it down. Come home to yourself. Go home in your mind. Go home in your head. Go home in your prayers. Go home in your business. Go home. Go home to yourself. You are the one that will save yourself. Your own salvation is in your hands. Your salvation is in your hand. You have to work diligently for it. Nobody will help you. Come home to yourself, my people. Stop praying and burying your head in the sand and looking for help. Stop looking up to America and looking for help. Help is not going to come from there. Help will come to you and through your own works of hand, and God will bless it. You have to make the initiative, you have to have the plan, and God will continue to bless it. You see, you don't have to be looking at America. You hear them, you are not a priority, and that is not changing anytime soon. They built their own, you have to build yours. So, my people, I've said all that I have to say, and the video is dragging too long. And I want to say thank you so much for listening to me. So, I'm going to end what I'm saying here. I hope that you don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed, and also to hit the like button. And I want to say thank you so much. And yeah, thank God it's Friday again. I hope that you have a pleasant weekend. And don't forget, we are still in the midst of the pandemic. Please take care of yourself. Social distance. There are a lot of people who say a lot of things, but I'm like, it's all over the place for me. It's possible that it's not as bad as it is. It is possible that there is politics about it, but it's also possible that it's there, that you could become, a victim of it. So what does it stop you to protect yourself as much as you can? At least you can have that confidence that I did my part. I social distance, I wore my mask, I kept personal hygiene. Just do your part. You don't know what else is going around. It could be all of those things, it could be none of it, but just do what you have to do for your own self. So this is just how I'm going to leave it. Thank you so much, my people. I appreciate you staying online with me this far, and I'll say bye for now. Thank you so much, Kuku. Thank you. I appreciate. Let me play a little music. Bye.